welcome to the Because We Can Readathon Travel Edition reading vlog. Today is Monday the 19th of October, so the Because We Can Readathon has officially begun. I'm really excited about it. It is approximately 12 o'clock in the morning and I have been busy reading, but not from my TBR because I am currently reading a manuscript from a friend that I'm meant to be editing and I have been really slack. She sent this to me literally 2 months ago now and I haven't read it yet. So that is my plan for today. I took the day off work to do it. It's 200 and something pages long. I should be able to get it read in a day, but once I finish reading that, I'm going to be picking up our group book, which is The Girl From Everywhere by Heidi Hillig. I'm really excited about it. I don't really know how I'm gonna feel, but I know this one covers 4 prompts and I absolutely cannot wait to get started. The first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post my Instagram photo for the day, and then later on at 7, once my video goes up, I'm going to post the bloopers, which I'm really excited about. I really enjoyed making those daily blooper videos. Some have more bloopers than others, but I really do enjoy them. So for the rest of the day though, I am planning on sitting on this couch and reading this manuscript. I will probably do a couple of Twitter sprints as well, because why not? If I have the day off work, I may as well do it. And I am probably gonna watch a movie or something while I read this manuscript because it's an interesting manuscript and I might need help. Also, still obsessed with Julie and the Phantoms, just thought you guys should know. Hello. It is now almost 2 o'clock. I just spent the last 30-ish minutes scheduling a bunch of tweets for the next hour and a half, roughly, for some reading sprints, which is really fun. I have been reading the manuscript. I'm not very far through it. It's interesting, to say the least. That's probably the best word I'm going to be able to use for it. It's an interesting time. I don't know if I like it. I have a few things to say, but that's neither here nor there. I'm still watching Captain America, First Avenger. Great film. And that's pretty much my plan for the rest of the afternoon, because I really do want to get this manuscript finished so that I can just focus on The Girl From Everywhere starting from tonight. But for now, my reading sprints start in 1 minute. So, oh no, it just clicked over to 2 o'clock. So my reading sprints, they start now. Hello everybody, it is now 10 p.m. on Monday night. I have read, how many pages of this draft have I read? I have read 212 pages of this draft out of 277. So I feel like I've read a lot so far for this readathon, but I've not actually read anything off my TBR, which is a shame. So I really want to get this finished tonight, and then I'm not going to read anything else because I think my brain will be fried. But I have work tomorrow, and then tomorrow afternoon I have to do 1 hour of editing on the bloopers video that goes up the Tuesday after the readathon finishes, which kind of sucks. And then the rest of the evening will be spent reading The Girl From Everywhere, which I am really excited about. So day 1, weirdly kind of successful because I read all day, but also not successful because I didn't make a dent in my TBR. So I don't really know how I don't really know how today has gone. Hello all, happy Tuesday, happy day 2 of the Because We Can Readathon. I've actually read quite a bit today. Oh, hold on, you're on my phone. So I was at work today, unfortunately, but you know, we all got to do what we got to do. And I was reading a audiobook. So I was reading The Secret Runners of New York by Matthew Reilly. Tell you how far through it? I don't think it does. It says that I've been listening to 2 hours and 14 minutes of this audiobook and I have 5 hours and 22 minutes left. I'm not loving the book. I know way too much now about debutante balls because that's all they seem to talk about in this novel. I was expecting, you know, them to like run through a tunnel and go into future New York and find out that there's been some sort of apocalypse and then they have to stop it, and that's not what's happening. And I'm kind of disappointed so far. So I'm working my way through that. That's what I'm going to do during the days at work, is listen to that audiobook. Tonight I am about to start The Girl From Everywhere, which you are currently sitting on, so I'm not going to show you that. But first of all, I have to contact my flight agent because I was meant to be getting on a plane on the 4th of November to go to New Zealand, and you know, obviously that's not happening now. I booked that back in February, I think is when I booked it. Does it tell you when I booked it? I wonder. Yes, I booked this on the 22nd of February, and then, you know, a month and a bit later, everything went to shite. So love that so much. Great time. So now I have to contact them and be like, hey, so you know those flights that I paid for? Can I have all my money back? Thanks. So that's great time. Not liking my chances considering the airfare rules are like cancellation before departure, non-refundable. How about it's cancelled though because I am not actually allowed to leave the country. Maybe then. So we'll, I guess we'll see how we go. Wish me luck. So my SD card filled up and I cannot be bothered going and emptying it. So now you're on my phone, but I am 3 chapters into The Girl from Everywhere right now and I'm enjoying it. It's kind of slow going and it's definitely not giving me much information, but just from what I do have, there's a lot of, well, they started out in India and then they went to New York and it very much gave me like Pirates of the Caribbean vibes. You remember in the 3rd Pirates of the Caribbean film when they're like traveling to Davy Jones' locker to get to Jack and they go through the what's it called? They take like that map. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. I'm gonna keep reading tonight and at some point I'm going to go to bed and possibly keep reading, or I might take a break and watch an episode of The Borgias, which is probably what I will do, and then come back to it tomorrow night. I'm 38 pages in. I'd love to get to page 100 tonight, so we'll see how we go. Hello everybody, welcome to day 3 of the Because We Can Readathon travel edition. We are so very nearly halfway through this readathon now. Not really sure how I feel about that, but like everything is fine. So reading wise, I feel like I'm doing okay. So I've been continuing to read The Secret Runners of New York by Matthew Reilly. I looked this up earlier today, I'm 60 something percent. I am 63% of the way through the book now, and I am definitely liking it a lot more. So I have another 3 hours and 3 minutes to go, and I'm definitely liking it a lot more than I did when I first started reading it, because we finally got into the apocalypse side of things, and they've figured out that they're in like a futuristic New York, that the world is going to end in a certain number of days, and I'm not really sure where they're planning on going from here. I don't know if they're going to try to stop the apocalypse from happening, whether they're just going to try to cheat their way out of dying during it. I'm really not sure, and I'm really keen to find out where this story goes next. I know my mum did read this one and she was sort of like, it was okay and it had like a good ending, but the rest of the book was a bit meh. But I am really enjoying this audiobook. I'm really glad that I am listening to this one and that I'm finally getting to read it. I'm really enjoying it. So last night I also started my first physical read, and that was The Girl from Everywhere by Heidi Hillig. This is our group book as well, which is really exciting, and I finally picked my bookmark for the readathon, and it's this one, the best Gorham bookmark in the verse. It's got a little firefly and a planet on it. If you haven't seen the Firefly TV show, what are you doing with your life? It's amazing. You should watch it. So I got to page 106 of this book last night, and I'm enjoying it. I'm just not entirely sure where the story is going. So within like the first couple of chapters, they'd pretty much gotten to where we are at like the back of the book, and I'm like, oh, we got to that part so fast, and I thought that was going to be like the whole story. So now I'm not really sure where the story is going to go from here, but I am really enjoying this one. I'm really excited to get to chat about this one with you guys during the live show, which we still don't know when that's going to be, so we should probably figure that out. I have a few things that I need to do tonight before I can start reading again. I have some Because We Can footage stuff that I need to organize. I would really like to clean my room because it's looking a little ish, and I think that might be it. I might run some Twitter sprints later tonight. I'm not really sure. I haven't decided yet. And I know the film Rebecca came out tonight, which I would really like to watch, but it's all going to depend on how many pages of this book I can get done. So I'm pretty sure within the next 2 days I should be able to finish The Secret Runners of New York. I should be able to finish that one at work because I only have 3.5 hours to go, so that should be fine. This book, I am 106 pages through of 300 and something. So I would really like to make a big chunk, like make a big dent into this book tonight, but we will have to see, I suppose. But for now, we're just going to get right on with the chores that I need doing, the stuff that has to be done. And then from there, we will move on to reading. But for now, things. So we're almost to the end of the reading sprints that I was planning on doing tonight, and I'm kind of really glad about it because my hay fever is playing up something fierce. It's not even funny. My nose is all tingly and gross, and my eyes are so sore, so watery. It's just hay fever. It is spring in Australia at the moment, and hay fever has been going nuts. I spend every day at work just like it's really sucky. So during these reading sprints, I have been reading The Girl from Everywhere. I am now 164 pages in. Full disclosure, I don't remember what page I started on. I think it was close to page 100 though, so that's fine. This book is definitely not what I was expecting. So they're spending a lot more time in Hawaii than I thought they were going to. I thought they were going to travel a lot more than what they currently are, and I thought the entire book was going to be like about getting this map, which I guess it kind of is, but it's still really different. And we're not even just talking about like modern day Hawaii. So they're in Hawaii in the year 1860s. No, it can't be 1860 something. I know they're trying to get to 1868. So I think they're in like 1870 something. I'm not really sure. And I'm not entirely sure because I don't know anything about Hawaii in that time. So I don't know. They keep like dropping all this fiction and this history, and I don't know whether it's real or whether it's not. And I feel like I should go and look it up to find out about the king of Hawaii. Like, I didn't know Hawaii ever had a king, so I find that really interesting. I'm pretty sure I do remember something about Hawaii not always being a part of the United States of America, so I'm assuming that's what this is. I'm assuming they're not like quite the same. So we have this kid, his name is Blake. He's adorable. I kind of love him, and he is taking Nix around and sort of showing her around Hawaii and explaining a little bits about them, and I'm finding that absolutely fascinating. I really love that. But I am thinking that I might need to go and research a little bit about Hawaii in this time because I don't really know much about it. But I am really enjoying this book. It's not the pirate book I was expecting. Obviously, being on a pirate ship and then like through the oceans and stuff, I thought there'd be pirates, but they're not really pirates. They're just like travelers and explorers. But I'm really curious to see sort of where this book goes, because I'm approximately halfway-ish through the book, which I definitely wasn't expecting at all. But it looks like I'm roughly halfway. It doesn't feel like I'm roughly halfway. It feels like I'm still sort of towards the beginning of the novel, which is a little bit disappointing, but we will see. Okay, I think we have one sprint left, I believe. We have one reading sprint left, and then I think I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna go and watch the videos from today, the Because We Can Readathon videos from today, so Cat and Cats, because I haven't seen them yet. And then we're gonna go to bed. And I don't know if I'm gonna continue reading. I would really kind of like to get to page 200 tonight, but I'm just so tired. I don't really know if I'm taking a lot of it in. So I'm thinking that I might go to bed and watch another episode of The Borgias, and then continue reading tonight. So I've only got one other book on my TBR, because I've got obviously the audiobook than this one, but I'm also thinking that I kind of want to read the YA Circle Book Club Book of the Month this week as well, because our meeting is next Tuesday night. So not really sure how that's going to go, but for now we're going to keep reading for this last reading sprint. It's only a short one, 5 minutes, and then we're going to go to bed. Hello everybody, happy Thursday, happy day 4 of the Because We Can Readathon. We are officially halfway through the week now, and I don't entirely know how I feel about that. Like, I don't like it. So today I finished a book. I finished my audiobook of The Secret Runners of New York by Matthew Reilly. I gave it haven't even technically rated it yet, but I'm thinking I'm leaning towards a 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed parts of the book. I really liked the breakdown of the class structure, and there were a couple other things that I really liked, but overall it wasn't a fantastic read. It was very meh at times, and I struggled with it a little bit. But that means, so I finished that book, which is awesome, and that finishes 2 of the prompts for me. So that finishes read a book with a place in the title, and it also finishes read a book about a place that originally it was that you do want to visit, but it is now a place I definitely do not want to visit. I do not want to go to that particular New York. So I'm still reading The Girl from Everywhere. I was at 164 pages last night, and I did not continue reading, nor did I watch The Borgias. No, instead I watched ASMR and read Julie and the Phantoms fanfiction. So nothing's really changed. So tonight I am planning on reading more, obviously, but I'm also thinking I'm going to take like a tiny little bit of a readathon break. I've got a couple things I want to do on here first. Here, by the way, is my computer. A couple things I want to do on here first, including I need to re-edit days 6 and 7's blooper videos, because they're both at like 57, 58 seconds, and they have to be over a minute to be IGTV videos, which I'd really like them to be. So I'm going to re-edit them to see if I can push it out another couple of seconds. That is is the plan, as well as I've got a couple other things I need to do. Then I'm going to take a little bit of a break and play my PlayStation. Probably going to play Crash 4. I might show you guys a little bit of it because I'm useless. I'm so bad at the game. It's such a struggle. And then I will continue reading, but I'm also exhausted. And I also need to watch Cat and Cat's Day 4 video, which I'm really, really excited about. So I am going to get started on all of that. What a fun time. Hello everybody, happy Saturday, happy day 6 of the Because We Can Readathon travel edition. I did not read anything yesterday, but that was to be expected. So I spent all day at work, and then from work I immediately went out to netball where I am COVID marshal. So by the time I got home I was absolutely exhausted and I pretty much just curled up into a ball and went to sleep. So today is going to be kind of a really chill day. All I want to do today is sit down and read because I really need to finish The Girl From Everywhere, and I think I'm going to change the last book on my TBR. So instead of reading The F-Team by Rawah, Arja, I'm instead going to read Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson because that is the YA Circle Book Club's book of the month, and that meeting is on Tuesday. That's pretty much all I've got going on. I do have a friend coming over in about a little less than an hour. We are going to be watching the Olaf short. So Once Upon a Snowman. We're both crazy fans of Frozen, so we're really excited to be watching this and we really wanted to watch it together. So she's coming over, and I think I'm meant to be helping her decide whether she wants an iPhone 12 or an iPhone 11, which is kind of random, but that's a thing. And then we'll sort of see where we go from there. We might decide to get lunch together or something, like we really don't know. But for now, I'm just gonna set up on the couch and I'm going to continue reading The Girl From Everywhere. I'd really like to get this book finished today and start Grown, but you know, we shall see. I also kind of really want to rewatch Firefly now that I'm using this bookmark. I'm not gonna lie, and that's a bit of a problem. Hello. So here's the deal. I read like 20 pages before my friend came over, and she came over at around 11:30. It's now 5 o'clock. And I've still only read about 20 pages. So she came over, we watched the Olaf short, then we watched Olaf's Frozen Adventure, then we got lunch, then we watched 17 again, and she's just headed to work. So now I'm finally gonna sit down and continue reading. So that's fun. I did just watch the Umbrella Academy dance for day 7's video, which you guys will have seen before this video goes up. So that's a fun time. But yeah, I've barely read anything for this readathon, so that's great. Love that. I'm gonna try to get some work done now, but apparently my friend wants me to go for dinner, which I don't really want to do because I just went for lunch. So we'll see if that happens. Hello. So fun story. It is now 10 o'clock and I did end up having dinner with my friends, and I was there until much later than anticipated. So now it's 10 o'clock and I'm exhausted and I don't really want to read anything, which is great. I ended up getting to page 186 this morning. You know what? I kind of do want to read. I kind of just want to watch a movie or like play Switch, but now that I'm sitting here holding the book, I kind of want to read. That's different and unexpected. That makes me really happy. Okay, maybe I will plug this light back in so I can actually see. Maybe I'll pop the Arendelle Yule log back on Disney Plus, and I don't know how long this is gonna last, but I kind of want to read during a readathon. That's shocking. I know I'm going to a show tomorrow, so I'm just organizing that with Emily, and yeah, cool, let's get to reading. Sunday, happy day 7 of the Because We Can Readathon travel edition. It is the final day. It's really sad. I'm coming to you from my kitchen floor because I'm cooking some garlic bread to have with my dinner, my lunch rather, and I don't want it to burn, so gonna sit here and watch garlic bread, which is fine. So this morning and last night I read some more of The Girl From Everywhere. I am on page number 275, so I feel like I'm almost done. I have like that much to go, but I'm kind of struggling with the book a little bit because it's not even a little bit what I thought it was going to be. It's very odd, and they've just left Hawaii, and like, I'm not entirely sure why they left, if I'm being perfectly honest, because I thought they were trying to like steal something, but I thought they were trying to steal something that was in Hawaii, and instead they've just gone to China, and I'm like, why though? Did I miss something? Am I not reading this properly? I don't know. So the plan is to finish this in the next hour or so, which I should be able to do. I'm hoping less than an hour, which would be great, because I need to leave here just before 3 o'clock. I'm going to Emily's, and then we are going to a play that my friend is in, which I'm really, really excited about. It's called The Man Who Wrote Shakespeare. Should be a fun time. I can't wait. And then I'm not sure what I'm doing after that. Probably grabbing some food, then coming straight home. And then tonight I want to at least like start a third book for the readathon, and that third book is going to it's not going to be the F Team, it's going to be Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson, because the book club is on Tuesday night. So that is the plan. Oh my garlic bread smells so good. So that's the plan. I'm not going to get 3 books read for this readathon. It's just not going to happen, but I would like to at least start the third book. Thankfully this book can actually count as that challenge as well, which is to read a book about a culture that's different from your own. This book is mainly about the Hawaiian Polynesian culture. There's a lot of that in here, and our main character is also, I believe she's half Chinese, which again is not exactly a culture that I am familiar with. So all in all, I should at least finish all of the challenge prompts. I just won't finish my entire TBR, which kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do about it? I did it! I finished another book! So I finished The Girl From Everywhere by Heidi Hillig. This was our bonus group book. I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it, but I was a little disappointed in the execution of the premise. It had a great premise, but the execution was just a bit meh for me. Obviously I'm gonna go more in depth into my thoughts during the live show, which we still have not picked a date for, but that's neither here nor there. So this book covered the challenges of read a book involving travel, read a science fiction novel, read a book featuring the ocean, and read a book with a map. And technically it also covered the challenge of read a book about a culture that is not your own, which means I have actually finished all 7 reading challenges for the Because We Can Readathon Travel Edition. Holla! So now I don't have much time before I have to leave, so I'm pretty much just gonna get ready and go, see the show, come home, maybe read Grown. Who knows? But I have finished 2 books so far for this readathon and completed all 7 challenges, so I am pretty happy, I won't lie. Hello everybody, today's Monday. I'm just hopping in to wrap up the Because We Can Readathon Travel Edition reading that I did. So I managed to read 2 books for this readathon. I read The Secret Runners of New York by Reilly and The Girl From Everywhere by Heidi Hillig. I gave both books 3 out of 5 stars actually, which is kind of random, but that's a thing. So The Secret Runners of New York covered 2 prompts for me. It covered the prompt of read a book with a place on the title. Obviously New York is a real place. And it covered the challenge of read a book in a place you do not want to visit, because after reading this book, I definitely don't want to visit this New York. This New York sucked. The Girl From Everywhere then covered the remaining 4 prompts for me. No, that only makes 6. So it covered the prompt of read a book featuring travel, read a book about a culture that is not your own, read a book that has a map in it, read a science fiction book, and read a book that features the ocean. So this book was awesome. It literally did like 5 of the challenges for me. You probably could have done 6 challenges, honestly, which is pretty awesome. All in all, I'm actually pretty happy with how much I managed to read. I have not been reading much at all recently, so to read 2 books in 1 week is pretty decent for me. I'm actually really proud of that. So the readathon is over now, which is really sad. We didn't have as great engagement with this readathon as the previous one, so that was a little bit disappointing. We're gonna sort of look at why that is. We should be doing a live show soon to talk about The Girl From Everywhere, so we will keep you guys posted as to when that's going to be. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below if you participated in the Because We Can Readathon Travel Edition, because I would absolutely love to know. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Stay random. Bye.